Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Ladner Arena for Delta Senior Men's Hockey between the Pillars Inn Islanders and the North Delta Bruins. Steve, last time these two teams met, last weekend I believe it was, there was quite a number of brawls, and prior to the game, just before we came on camera, we saw Laird Allen had the captains and the assistant captains over talking to the two teams, and I guess mentioning to them that, gentlemen, let's stick to hockey or you're going to find yourself in the penalty box very quickly.
Yeah, Laird was just more or less reading the riot act and telling that we don't expect a rematch of the situation that occurred about a week and a half ago in Tawasin. That was sort of an ugly incident, and to make a long story short, there was a situation where one player got ejected from the game, and then it just progressed from there. And it was an ugly situation, which fortunately there were not any younger children around to see the situation the way it all transpired.
Well, Laird Allen is an experienced official, so he should be on top of it, and I think that's what is needed at this point. The two teams know that they should stick to hockey, and with that type of an official as Laird there, hopefully they will.
Yeah, he's not going to take no garbage. He's told them right and earlier, you know, that they settle down, play hockey, or you get the first shower. And it's that simple.
Well, at least if you get the first shower, the water's warm. Here's the lineup of the Delta Islanders. Number 1, the goaltender, Rick Photo. On defense, Rick Graham. Number 5, number 6, another defenseman, Mike Lewis. Number 7 is Jamie Frost on the right wing. Number 8, Mark Tofoloi on defense. And one day I will get his name right. Every time I come at it, when I have to find out how he actually does pronounce it, I try and get them right. But his name is a tongue twister as far as I'm concerned. Number 9, Denny Gooch at center. Number 10 is Brad McCarthy, a right winger. And number 12 is James Joseph. And number 14 is Dave Barry at center. Number 16, Dave Norris, left wing. Pat Haggerty, number 17, is a center. Terry Little is a defenseman. Number 19. Number 20 is Randy Sawatsky, a right winger. Number 22 is Paul Rusk, a left winger. Number 28 is Wilf Braun, on right wing. And number 35, another goaltender, is Gord Miniker. And number 11 is Dan Sutherland, the center. Now we have number 4, Dave Lyons, it actually is. And I believe he was scratched from the lineup, and his number, in fact, will be worn by Steve Baker. So Steve Baker, I think, will be wearing number 4, where he'd been told. Number 30, Kyle Marks, left wing. And the coach, Don Stewart, and the manager is Stan Reynolds. As I say, I believe Dave Lyons is not dressed tonight, Steve. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
And, so Steve Baker, we're told, will be wearing number 4 tonight for the hockey fans. Baker, I believe, is a forward. Am I right in that?
That's correct. Baker's a forward. Dave Lyons has still got a knee injury, and he's out, and hopefully he'll get all recruited before the next little while.
Well, Dave's always had a couple of tender knees anyway. I know him from his younger days as a catcher in baseball, and he's had knee problems for quite a while. The North Delta Bruins lineup you see before you. Number 2 on defense is Kelly Lapinski. Number 3, Ryan Jackson, probably one of the tallest men in the league on defense, with number 4, Kerry Ryerchuk on defense. Number 5, Grant Sargent, a defenseman. And number 6, Gary Rafus, another defenseman. Number 7, Rich Hallfield, center. Number 8 is Neil McKinnon, a winger. And Brent Stadel, number 9, is another winger. Number 10 is Eric Catchpole. Number 11 is Dan Sproul. Center, number 12, Chuck Westergaard. And number 14 is, we seem to have, that's Dale McKittrick. Dale McKittrick is number 14. Number 15 is Mike Pister, the captain at center. Number 16 is Greg Duran. Number 17 is Dennis Hall. Number 18, Greg Flemmer. Number 20, Sean Lund. Number 21, Mark Iverson on defense. Number 22 is Mike Toth. Then you have number 29, Lawrence Gauthier, and Bernie Berthume in goal. Number 19, Glenn Bareska, defenseman. The coach, Scott Bradley. The assistant coaches are Don McGongle and Wade Traversy. And starting in the nets for the Pillars Inn Islanders is Rick Photo.
And we've got Gaucher in goal for the North Delta Bruins. We've got the Islanders to our left and the North Delta Bruins to our right. From the faceoff, we've got Terry Little gets the puck at center, dumps it up to Paul Rust. Paul Rust gives it in the zone. Kerry Ryerchuk picks it up, dumps it behind the goal, picked up by Sargent. Coming out of his own zone, rink wide pass. He gives it over to Stadel. Stadel up the middle to Hofeld. Hofeld just lost the puck. Into Terry Little. It's kept in by Sargent. Puck goes in the corner. Oh, Hofeld took a low shot. We got Haggerty coming out, dumping it in, no icing called. Sargent takes the puck behind the goal, bangs it off the boards. Goes around to Sean Lund. Just lobs it out to center. Crosses the line. We've got Scattle coming in. Pass it over to Hofeld. Takes a shot and scores. Pretty goal, pretty pass. Nice passing play.
Yeah, that was an excellent passing play. It ended up on a 2-on-1, and the defenseman went over to get the man with the puck. That's a no-no. You've got to stay with the loose man. The goaltender has the responsibility for the puck. Now here you see it. It's 2-on-1 basically. Number 22 trying to get back. Rich Hofeld just puts it in the net up high, and there was nothing at all that Rick Photo could do. But on that play, the goaltender has got to stay with the man with the puck, and the defenseman has got to stay with the loose man. And unfortunately, they got their wires crossed a little bit there, I think, Steve.
And then we go Westgard. Dumped it in his own zone. Jackson gave it off to Spruill. Over to Pister. Pister going up. Lost it in the corner. Picked up by Braun. Just dumps it out to center. Picked up for Kelly Levinsky. Levinsky dumped it over to Spruill. Spruill tried to get up to Westgard. Couldn't get it over to him. And we've got Mike Lewis. Takes it in, and we've got it offside. Play's starting out a little bit ragged so far.
Well, I noticed, though, that there was a couple of, I thought, unnecessary checks there. You see the referee, Laird Allen. I think that a few of the boys still remember what happened last week, and they're going to probably push Laird right to the limit tonight, Steve, I think. See what they can get away with.
They could do. They'll try it and see what happens. Got Westgard taking it out of his own zone. Up to Spruill. Spruill goes up, gives back to Westgard. Takes a low shot, a little bit wide of the goal. Out. Back up the center to Levinsky. Levinsky over to Jackson. Inside his zone. Comes out, crosses the blue line. Intercepted by Pillars in. Dump back in the zone. Ryan Jackson over to Levinsky. Levinsky looks. Got Pister with him. Pass it up to him. A little bit too wide. We've got Kyle Marks. Takes it. And he's hauled down by Levinsky. He's got Wilf Braun. Picks it up. Braun gives it to Lewis. And it's got Kafer just dumped it in the zone. Still a little bit ragged here. With Chuck Westgard coming out. He's got Pister with him. Going up, crosses the blue line. Players going off on the line change. It's coming up. Kyle Marks gets the puck. Lost it. Picked up by Scattle. Scattle, long rink wide pass over to Dennis Hall. Couldn't pick the puck up. And that's picked up by James Joseph. Joseph coming out of his own zone. Lost it. It was picked up by Toth. He's got Hall. Couldn't get it to his man in time. Lewis just lobbed it out. And it's coming out. Got North Delta. Greg Duran with the puck. Back to center. It's picked up by number 16, Dave Norris. Norris lost the puck to Hall. And it's picked up by Little. Just lobbed down the ice inside the zone. We got Mike Toth. Gets it, passes behind the goal to Rahorchuk. Rahorchuk comes out from behind the goal. Got a couple men with him. Looks. Tried to get it up to McKittrick. Long rink-wide pass all the way down the ice, and we've got icing called in the play.
Well, we've got 60 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first period. The score, the North Delta Bruins 1, the Pillars Inn Islanders nothing. This is game number 18 in the season for both of these teams, and the Pillars Inn Islanders have won 6 games and lost 10 and tied 1, while the North Delta Bruins have won 5, lost 11 and tied 1. So this is actually a big game. There could be some change in the standings based on tonight's action, so both teams have got reason to play well.
There could be. From the face-off, we had Steve Baker take advantage of a loose puck and put it over top of Lawrence Gaucher.
Yes, Steve, in that one, we'll show you the replay. Gaucher was down and he couldn't get out to cover the rebound. There you see the puck in front of the net. You see Mike Toth trying to check number 20, Randy Sawatsky, and there's Steve Baker coming in left all alone. And the goaltender unable to cover up the puck and left it laying there for Steve Baker to score, tying the score 1-1.
On the faceoff, we got Toth coming up, gives it up to Hall. Hall lost
Delta Islanders' first goal scored by number 4, Steve Baker. Assist going to number 20, Randy Sawatsky, and number 19, Terry Little. Time of the goal, 15:41.
Toth over to McKittrick. He's got Flemmer with him. Ball behind the goal. Photo stops it, dumped it in the corner. It's coming out of the zone. We've got Sutherland. Just dumped it out to center, picked up by Toth. Dumped it back in. But Joseph with the puck, passed it over to Little. Little dumps it up to Sawatsky. Puck shot down the ice. Icing waved off by the linesman Dave Crowther. Goes behind the goal. We get Mike Toth. Picks it. Coming out to Hofeld. Hofeld. Oh, lost the puck. It's picked up by the North Delta Bruins. We've got Grant Sargent with the puck. Lost the puck. Goes back to Gaucher. Playing a really ragged at the time. Really taking their time with getting their plays all set up. Got the North Delta Bruins coming out. Hofeld. He's got a break. He's being checked by Terry Little. Little puts the stick on him and it takes a shot. And we got it. Photo went down.
Photo covered the puck up, and then I think it got behind him, and he was trying to pull it back from crossing the line. And of course, once the puck crosses the line, or any portion of it, and clears the line, I should say. Sorry, not just the first portion. The puck has to clear the line. It's a goal, and I think Photo thought he should have it, and it was a bit slow getting in. But
there's a situation. There's a situation where the linesman went in and covered, and the linesman saw it cross the goal line completely, and the referee was caught back because it was a long pass. But there's where a good linesman can help a referee out for positioning. From the face-off, it goes back, still in the neutral zone. It's picked up by Pat Haggerty. Haggerty just dumps it in the North Delta zone. Labinski going back, picks the puck up, looks coming out of the zone. Long pass up to Lund. Lund made sure he stayed on side, takes it. He's being checked by Kayford. It's dumped out in the neutral zone. Labinski going after the puck. Frost going after it as well. Haggerty picks the puck up, cross the line, takes a low, hard shot, stopped by Gaucher, and he scores. Oh, did the puck ever elude Gaucher on that one?
I don't think that's one of Gaucher's better moments in the nets. That was just a hard slap shot right from the blue line, and a goaltender should get that because he's got a clear shot of it. Here we'll show the rebound, or the replay I should say. There you see number 17, just a slap shot from outside of the circles, and it just beats Gaucher. That's a shot that most goaltenders should catch at this
Delta
level.
Islanders' second goal scored by number 17, Pat Haggerty, unassisted at 12:58.
And we've got pillars in. The Islanders, they got the puck in the zone. Delta comes out with it, picks it up to Westgard. Cross the line, takes a shot. Photo plays it. Picked up by Kyle Marks. Another shot on goal. Photo stops it out front. Westgard takes a low shot. Still low. Up the net's. West referees blows the whistle. Net's off its moorings there. Got a face off in the corner.
At 11 o'clock, right until.
Well, not what a coach would like to see from his goaltender so far, Steve.
No.
The little ragged in the nets. Both goaltenders have let in goals that I think they should have stopped. There you see Rick Photo skating around, probably trying to get his composure, wondering what's going on. And so I think are the coaches on the bench.
The coaches are beginning to wonder about this. Puck goes in the corner. It's picked up by Lewis. Lewis going after it. And we got Danny Gooch dumps it out to center. Got Wilf Braun checking him. And Jackson comes out. Puck was delayed offside. It's being picked up by Kayford. Goes up, crosses the blue line. Good move to get around Jackson. Takes a shot. Good stop. And it's picked up by Westgard. Westgard got the puck coming out of the zone. He's got Pister and Stadl with him. Going up across the blue line. Takes the shot. Good stop by Photo. Low. Holds on to it. He makes sure that puck's not getting loose on nobody.
If we've got a replay of Kayford, he went around Ryan Jackson, as Howie Meeker would say, holy cow, like a hoop around a barrel. And and it was very unfortunate not to score. Here you see, now there's Kayford coming across. Watch, Jackson takes the puck instead of the man. Kayford puts it off the goal post. Jackson's got to take the man on that play, Steve.
Kayford did that when he used to play for Nanaimo all the time, too. He's good at it when he gets his thoughts together and gets her going.
Here's Westergaard, I believe it is, going in on the net with a slap shot. Yeah, that's Westergaard, and Photo making the save and then covering up.
Hey, we've got Norris out to center. Just dumps it in the zone, back out to center. Terry Little going back in his own zone. Picks the puck out of the corner, being checked by Pister. Behind the goal. Give it to Joseph. Joseph just banks it off the boards, the far side. He give it over to Zawadzki. Zawadzki looks at it. Banks it off the boards over to Joseph. Joseph coming out. Comes up, crosses the blue line. Up the center, just dumps it in the zone. Got Baker, just takes it, puts it in the corner. Got North Delta trying to get the puck out. They get it out to center. Coming down, gets Stadl. Tried to give it to Westgard, couldn't give it to Westgard. He was being checked by Norris. Joseph gets the puck in the corner. He stays on top of Westgard. Norris gets the puck, gives it to Stadl. Stadl gives it to Jackson. Jackson being checked by Norris. Jackson still with the puck. Look, goes deep in the corner. Just a little lob across the front of the goal. And we got a couple guys going to go after here. We got Mike Pister.
Mike Pister
and
for the
Zawadzki,
North
I
Delta
believe it
with
is.
Randy Zawadzki. And I think we could see this coming. I noticed Dave Norris was throwing his weight around, and Jackson was a little upset with him. And then Norris came and gave Westergaard a body check. And I definitely think we've got a carryover from last week. Mike Pfister is actually, he's not that vociferous a young man. I've coached against him in baseball, and he can get pretty excited, but he remains cool. But I guess it's the Canadian, but the Great White North. When they get on put the skates on, everybody becomes, a Dave Schultz and the Broadway Bullies, or what have you, or the Broad Street Bullies.
I've done lots of Mike's games when he was playing.
We're just going to show you a replay here. Sawatsky and Pfister, you see them sort of fencing with each other. And Sawatsky's the first one to drop his glove, and Pfister answers him. Actually, in all honesty, I think that's the best thing that could happen. You don't like to see them with their sticks. I remember years and years ago, a guy used to drive me crazy with the Montreal Canadiens, number 15, Claude LaRose. He'd never drop his stick, and he'd be waving it around, and everyone would be screaming and yelling at him. But LaRose didn't drop his stick for anybody.
Right. Keep the sticks out of it. They don't need the sticks in it. Got Terry Little, gets the puck behind his own goal, trying to come out, looks, rink wide pass to Joseph. Joseph coming out, up, deflected up to Norris. Icing waved off. Norris taken out of the play by Rahorchuk. Puck goes behind the goal. Sargent tried to give it to McKittrick, couldn't get it to him. Rahorchuk gets the puck, still along the boards. McKittrick, and then everybody jams in. They get a stoppage of play, and we get a face-off just inside the North Delta Bruins zone. 7:55 left in the first period. The Delta Islanders 2 and the North Delta Bruins 2.
Well, we've got a pretty big crowd out tonight, Steve. And again, we would like to invite the fans out to watch the games. It's an excellent level of hockey. You get your entertainment worth, I'll tell you. And if you can't get out, we hope you do enjoy our broadcast. But we'd like to see you out to the arena.
Got Capert, gets the puck. Give it up to Sargent. That's on his own. He's got the North Delta. Just dumps it back in the zone. Capert takes the puck behind his own goal. Looks around. Playing it very cautious, being checked by Greg Durant. Gives it over to Norris. Back behind the goal. We got Rick Fowler going out of the net, stopping the puck. Lewis takes the puck. Tried to get it out up to Norris. Couldn't get it out to Norris. Rahorchuk kept it in. North Delta Bruins took it.
I think they're arguing a goal. I think they're saying that it was kicked in. Laird Allen was right there, and I think he's allowing the goal. But the Pillars Inn Islanders are arguing that I believe it was number 17 for the North Delta Bruins, Dennis Hall, who kicked that puck in the eyes of the Pillars Inn.
If you watch Dennis,
the linesmen are coming over now to see it, so I don't think we're going to necessarily say we've got a goal here. Just a minute, they're going to help, but it certainly looks on the replay. There you see the defenseman holding it in.
Watch Dennis Hall skate.
Now he's tied up. There's Rahorchuk trying to fight with the puck, and yeah, you just can't quite see it because he's covered up by
ruling is if he turned his skate to direct the puck in the goal would be disallowed. If the puck was just shot and it deflected off his skate, the goal would count. Obviously, the three of them must have felt that it was just deflected off his skate because they're allowing the goal.
North Delta Bruins penalty going to number 15, Mike Pfister. 2 minutes for high sticking and 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalties, 8 minutes, 24 seconds.
Got Haggerty, takes the puck in the corner, looks around, tried to get out front, gives it to Frost, and a little bit wide of the goal. Goes in, that's Sean Lund, comes out, past the puck up the center, gets Stadl, gets the puck, takes a hit by Joseph, goes in the zone, Terry Little, gets the puck behind his own goal, coming up the middle, gives it over to Rusk, a little bit too far, picked up by Jackson. And it's kept in by Lund. Lund goes deep in the corner. Tried to pass it back to his man. It's picked up by Haggerty. Haggerty comes out of his own zone, up the center. He's got Rusk with him. Going up, crosses the zone, crosses the blue line, takes a low shot. Levinsky tried to pick it up. Couldn't pick it up proper. Goes in the corner. Rusk took a hit. Good, solid hit from Levinsky. And Terry Little kept it in. Back in the corner to Rusk. Rusk tried to give it back to Little. We got a delayed penalty coming up.
Here we go. That's Hallfield, and he was looking for Paul Rusk.
Somebody.
He was looking for him. He came back and he body checked him in the corner, and then he came back. And so Rich Hallfield is going off, and sort of an unnecessary penalty, but I guess it's what you call a little remembrance of what happened last week, and I guess he's going to get 2 minutes for roughing, I would think. Yeah.
Smart move by Paul Rusk in that, because all Rusk did was he just turned around and skated away.
We think we have the replay. The crew tells us there you see Hallfield and Rusk going in. Now Hallfield pushes him to the ice, and he stands and watches him. Stands and looks at him. Rusk now just gets up and skates away, and the play that gave the 2 minutes for roughing happened later. Unfortunately, we couldn't show you on the replay. Puck shot down the ice. Boda comes out, stops it. Kafert comes out of his own zone with the puck. He give it off to Braun. Braun give it to Mark. Who's up, crosses the blue line. Back to Braun. Braun looks. Oh, takes a shot, and we have a goal scored by Denny Gooch on the stick side. That's a power play goal on the first power play of the game, Steve. Nobody can blame the goaltender on this one, because Gooch, there's Braun just missing a check, sliding it over. Gooch picks it up, and now you see everybody in front shot through a maze, and there is absolutely nothing that Gauthier could do. The goal going to Denny Gooch on a wrist shot. By the way, as we say, that's the first power play. Pister and Sawatsky got 2 minutes for high sticking and holding, and then a 5-minute fighting. So this is the first, that was the first and only power play of the game so far. We've got Mike Lewis. The puck. You give it to Kyle Marks. Marks couldn't get a hold of it. North Delta over to Westgard. Westgard, he's got tossed with him. Westgard was in the zone, goes in the corner. He's being checked on that by Braun. The puck goes over to Denny Gooch. Gooch comes up the center to Braun. Takes a shot low. Gauthier stopped it. Playing it really careful. He holds on that for a face-off. That was a nice play by Marks. He took the defenseman into the corner with him, dropped the puck back to Braun. He was a trailer, and Braun had a good shot on the net, wrist shot. Steve, I guess everybody is wondering how was Mexico. You and Bob Palmer were both down there. It's really true to the fact that the team you're sponsoring is called something Montezuma's Revenge. No, I was fortunate. I wasn't down there long enough to pick anything up. We've got Sargent, plays the puck into the corner, over to Gooch. Gooch gives it back to Kafert. Kafert just lobs the puck in, and it goes to Kyle Marks. Marks checked out Sargent. We've got Toth, passed it up the center, intercepted by Kafert to Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk to Sargent. Sargent to Toth. Toth goes up, crosses the blue line.
Scored by number 9.
Checked by Lewis. Goes to the corner.
Gooch. Assist going to number 30.
Penalty coming up, a high sticking penalty.
Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 4 seconds.
I think Mike Lewis is getting the 2 minutes, and it was quite lucky and a smart play, I guess. Number 22 for the North Delta Bruins, Mike Toth, did not answer, and that will give them the power play. So yeah, Toth cooler heads are prevailing in certain instances. So not all the time. Hopefully that will start to take over. And there you see the score in the first period. The score is 3-all. And from the faceoff, we've got Delta takes a shot. Labinski took a good hard shot, stopped by Photo. Photo holds on to it. We had Dale McKittrick in front of the goal, playing right on top of him. Well, Steve, I guess, did you enjoy the All-Star game, or did you get to watch the shootout in Edmonton? I got to watch part of it. That was one. The only thing I was amazed at, and there's probably a lot of people that were amazed, is with the picking of Wayne Gretzky for the getting the car. Well, no, he didn't get the car. Dave Semenko. Well, indirectly, yeah. That's probably the only time Dave Semenko got the most valuable player prize of his life. Got last minute to play. The first period, we've got Dennis Hall. He passed the puck off over to Durant. Durant to McKittrick, and back to Joseph. Joseph just lobs the puck down the ice with Delta Islanders on killing a penalty. North Delta Bruins on a power play. Up to Hall. Hall up the center, and it's taken over by Sutherland. Sutherland back into Joseph. Joseph gets it. Ooh, didn't look where he was doing with that one. Almost caught North Delta on a penalty for 2 men on the ice, but they played it. Rohorchuk played that smart, was back off the ice. And it's lobbed in the corner by Ryan Jackson. Jackson going after Joseph in the corner with Sutherland. Sutherland took a good solid hit by Jackson. Shot down the ice. And that got by Labinski. Sean Lund picks the puck up. 10 seconds left in the first period. Lund comes out of his own zone, up the center. Got Hofeld with him. Is up, gives it over to Hofeld, taking it deep. Hofeld turns, circles, trying to get the play all set up. And we've got the buzzer. Goes to end the first period. A couple guys pushed in front of the goal. Joseph and Kelly Labinski, here they go. The linesman getting in between them. Joseph and Labinski certainly had a few words exchanged. Levinsky's laughing, and Joseph is pretty irate. So what exactly does it mean? Is that a takeover from last week? Do you know,
yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, it is. The game they had last time when they played in Tawasin, Kelly was going around. He was challenging everybody except the kitchen sink. And I don't know why, but it was just one of those evenings, and Kelly felt a little bit skookum. That's all.
He was feeling his oats.
Mind you, he's a pretty strong boy. I don't think I'd take him on. At least not right now.
Well, there we go. They both get, I would believe they'll get minors for roughing or something like that.
They got minors for delaying the game.
The first period score is the North Delta Bruins 3 and the Pillars Inn Islanders 3. My name is Keith Frew. I'm doing the color, and Steve Erickson is doing the play-by-play. Quick rundown of the first period. Rich Hallfeld opened the scoring for the North Delta Bruins, and Steve Baker came and tied it up at 4:19 with an assist going to Randy Sawatsky and Terry Little. Rich Hallfeld made it 2-1, and Pat Haggerty came back and tied it up for the Pillars Inn Islanders, making it 2-2. Then Dennis Hall on a disputed goal for the North Delta Bruins made it 3-2, and Denny Gooch came back on a power play to make the score 3-all for the Pillars Inn Islanders and the North Delta Bruins. There were penalties in that first period. Mike Pister and Randy Sawatsky got coincidental minors and majors for fighting and holding and high sticking. Hallfeld got 2 minutes for roughing. Mike Lewis got 2 minutes for high sticking. And right at the end of the first period, Kelly Levinsky and James Joseph both get 2 minutes. They're getting
2 minutes for
2 minutes for,
I believe it's for delaying the game.
So after one period of play, the score is 3-all. And a rather exciting period.
Yeah, you can tell it's testy. Start the second period. We've got Gary Rahorchuk being checked by Rust. Rahorchuk gives it over to Lund. Lund comes out, circles, goes up, crosses his own. He's got Westgard with him, takes it in the corner, he's looking, stops. Lund tried to get it back to Westgard, couldn't do it. Haggerty intercepts the puck. We've got 3 Delta Bruins, sort of a little bit out of position. That's okay, they still did the job. Hofeld gets the puck, lost it, and he managed to get it back. Terry Little gets it, just bangs it off the boards, shoots it all the way down the ice. We've got 5 seconds left in the Delta Islanders penalty. Stopped by Gaucher behind the goal. Westgard coming out of his own zone, crosses the blue line up the center. Penalty's all finished now. Westgard gives it over to Stadl. Stadl gives it back to Lund, takes a shot a little bit wide of the goal, hit the referee. Westgard keeps it in, goes behind the referee. Hofeld gets it. Back over to Westgard in the corner. Westgard looks, passed it out front. Oh, smart move, tried to get it to Stadl, but couldn't. And we've got Mike Lewis just lobs it out to center. Lund gets the puck, looks, makes sure his men get onside, shoots it back in the corner. Photo going out behind his goal. It's picked up by Kayford. Kayford being checked by Stadl. And we got Kyle Marks. Tried to get the puck out, intercepted by Westgard. And it's kept in the zone. Haggerty gets the puck. There's a couple of good moves. Tried to get it out to Rusk. Couldn't get it to Rusk. A little bit behind. Rahorchuk picks the puck up. Haggerty's checking him. Still out to center, North Delta. We've got Sproul, goes in, gives it to McKittrick, takes a shot. Good stop by Photo. Haggerty gets the puck, tried to clear it out, and he did. Get out to the center, and we got Sargent with the puck. Gives it over to Ryan Jackson. Jackson's got to be the tallest guy in the league, which has to be a record in itself. And it's all the way down the ice. Icing is waved off by the linesman. Picked up by Jackson. Jackson was being checked by Denny Gooch. Jackson gets it out the center. It stops by Kayford at the blue line, and the puck was knocked in, and we've got a whistle for an offside.
I'm going to talk about your favorite subject, Steve, because you lean towards the officials on occasion. There's a bias that you hide very well. But, you know, we're very critical of the officials when they are a deterrent or a detriment in the game. First period of action, there was some testy moments, but I thought Laird Allen and his crew let the teams play hockey, and it was a good, entertaining period of hockey. And the officials were there when needed, but didn't interfere with the play when they were sticking to playing hockey, and that's a sign of a good crew.
Yeah, they work well together, all 3 of these guys. It's called reading the play, so you can read your partner and see what they're going to do. Puck's behind the zone, and we've got a face-off, and it's held.
I know some officials in various sports have trouble reading books, let alone reading the play. Anyway, you know, Steve, I was going to ask you, I've noticed since we've been doing this, there's a couple of lost arts in the game of hockey that Bobby Orr changed, and you just don't see the defensemen doing it anymore. They're going back to it a little bit as far as they're not rushing as much. The defensemen do not go out and block the puck the way they used to. When in the late 60s and the 50s, when the defensemen were coming out to the point, they'd throw their bodies in front of them. You just do not see that anymore in hockey anywhere.
No, they don't do that too much now. Just there were too many injuries. Gooch gives it up to Kyle Marks. Marks takes it in the corner. He looks, passed it out to Gooch. Couldn't get it to him. McKittrick took Frost out of the play, but Frost took him back in. McKittrick lost his stick. It fell over the boards. Probably good that nobody saw it. And come out of the zone. We've got Lewis. Gives it up to Kyle Marks in the zone. He had Gooch with him. Couldn't get it to him. Back to center. Back to Lewis. Lewis looks. Didn't get it over to Kayford. And it's intercepted by Sargent. Sargent dumps it in. And the linesman, Dave Crowther, got out of their way. Didn't want to get hit. Back to Sargent just outside the blue line. Picked up by Marks. Marks takes it inside his own zone. And Lewis is checking his man off. He gives it over to Kayford. Kayford, look. He's got a couple men with him. Delta Islanders have a line change up to Kyle Marks. A low, long shot. Completely fooled Gaucher on that one. Boy, oh boy. He'll be seeing that in his sleep.
Yes. Again, those are two shots that he's let in that definitely a goaltender should save. Here you see it, the pass forward to Kyle Marks from Jamie Kayford. Gaucher just missed it. He let up on it or something.
Couldn't believe it.
I think the assist will go to Jamie Kayford. Back to my point, as I say, you don't see the defensemen throwing themselves in front of the puck. I remember what I think it was 75, and what some people claim to be the greatest game ever played between the Montreal Canadiens and Red Army. And Jacques Lemaire, who was an offensive center with the Canadiens in their heyday, threw his body in front and blocked a shot from the point. And everybody was amazed because Lemaire was never known as a checker in that sense. He was a complete hockey player, but that's how much that game meant. You just don't see that happening anymore.
That was a New Year's Eve game. Back to Rahorchuk. Rahorchuk gives it up center to Hofeld. Hofeld lobs it in, stopped by Photo. Photo gives it to Joseph.
Scored by
Here's the
number
announcement
30,
on the goal.
Kyle Marks. Assist going to number 9, Denny Gooch. Time of the goal, 15:45.
And it's out to center. Zawadzki couldn't get a hold of it. Goes all the way down. Icing waved off. Rahorchuk goes, gets the puck. In check by Zawadzki, out from behind his own goal. Up to Hofeld. Hofeld gives it over to Stadl. Stadl across the line. Back to Hofeld. Long, good shot. Stopped by Photo. Stadl got the rebound. Couldn't put it in. Lost his helmet. Back to Photo. Photo just lost it. Terry Little. Little dumps it out to center. And we got Steve Baker. Gets the puck. Good move, but it's offside. That little turnaround that Baker made at the blue line. Put himself offside.
Yeah, he gets Steve. Well, I wonder what game we're watching. I was positive that was Kayford who passed the puck forward to Marks. I'm positive it said number 11, and they gave it to Denny Gooch, the assist. But anyway, that was a nice play as far as head manning the puck, and it wasn't a hard shot. Gaucher, I think, certainly believes he should have that. It's interesting the teams are sticking to hockey now. The rest of them seem to have gone out. They were a little testy there in the first period, but now they seem to be playing strictly hockey.
I think we'll have another fight. That's a prediction from my point of view. We got Westgard coming out of his own zone. Up the center, he gives it over to Spruill. Spruill goes in the zone, taken out by James Joseph. Joseph gives it to Little. Little coming up, tried to get it to Haggerty. Couldn't. Levinsky goes and gets it. Haggerty takes Levinsky out of the play to Frost. Frost tried to get it over to Rust. Back to Haggerty, takes the shot. Deflected wide. Westgard gets the puck in the corner. Just lobs it out to the blue line. Stopped by Joseph. Joseph to Little, being checked by Prister. A little bit high. Referee Laird Allen had to duck to get out of their way so he didn't get hit. Frost out front. Couldn't get a proper handle on it. Picked up by Westgard. Just give it out to the center to Spruill. Spruill gives it to Frost. Up to Rust. Rust lost it to Levinsky. To Jackson. Back to Levinsky. And it's out to Paul Rust. Rust gives it out to Kyle Marks. Marks goes in the zone, gives it back to Rust again. It's a good shot and good stop by Lawrence Gaucher on that one. Make sure it wasn't getting away like the other one did.
Gaucher is having he's a little bit shaky. Actually, you know, Chuck Westergaard saved a goal there just a little bit earlier. I don't think we have it in the replay, but here the standing, the Landing Flyers with 24 points in the 17 games with 11 wins and the 4 losses and the 2 ties. Sluggo Bruins with 20 points. The Pillars and Islanders have got 13, and the North Delta Bruins have got 11. And as we said a bit earlier, this could be a big game for who finishes in 3rd or 4th place in this league.
And from the face-off, Gaucher goes down, stops it.
Steve, I think for some of our people who are watching the game on TV, so far what you might want to watch is the teams are sticking to hockey, but watch the last or the second last guy come out. There's a little bit of stick work with these guys, and that's what will incite a fight, is where there's a poke or a jab coming from somewhere else. I would think that Joseph and Levinsky might do something, because they were not happy with the way it was separated at that point.
No,
if
They'll
they
go back
come in
at it.
contact again, I wouldn't be surprised if those are the two pugilists.
They'll go back at it. They were talking when they were coming out of the penalty box as the linesman took them both over to the players' benches, and they were still harping at each other. Sargent just dumps it back in the zone behind the goal, stopped by Photo, picked up by Kayford. Kayford took a hit by Dale McKittrick. And Denny Gooch just lobs it out to center, and it's down in his own zone. Rehorchuk gets the puck, takes it behind his own goal, being checked by Gooch. Turns to get away from him, still being checked by Denny Gooch. Gives it up to Sargent, Sargent to McKittrick. McKittrick rink wide over to Dennis Hall. Picked up by Kyle Marks. Marks circles, goes in his own zone, and he gives it off to Wilt Broad. Sargent took a little bit of a check there from Gooch. Rehorchuk comes out with the puck. Rehorchuk he was meant to be given the check, but he ended up knocking his man down. He's back to center. Kayford with the puck. He's going to be checked by Lund. Kayford gives it over to number 6, Mike Lewis, up to Gooch. Gooch tried to get a rink wide. Couldn't. Picked up by the North Delta Bruins. Coming out to center to Lund. Lund gives it up to Hofeld. Hofeld's going in the zone. He gets Stadl with him. Tried to get it out front. Stopped by number 6, Mike Lewis. Lewis in the corner. Circles, comes out of his own zone. Gives it up to Sutherland. Sutherland goes up across the blue line, and we have an offside on the play.
The score in the second period is the Pillarton Islanders 4 and the North Delta Bruins 3. Back to my comment, just to finish off for some people who don't know, Wayne Gretzky won the MVP in the All-Star game. There's no doubt about that. I believe it was his 14th vehicle he's won since he turned professional. So what he did was Dave Semenko had asked him to write the foreword to Dave Semenko's book that's coming up. All hockey players or all athletes are now writing books. It's called, I believe, Looking Out for Number 1. Gretzky's doing the foreword, so Gretzky gave him the car. Gretzky's agent phoned and asked what color Semenko wanted, and Semenko said, gosh, you only asked him to write the foreword in the book. I didn't need a car.
That's Sean Lund. Goes up, lobs it in the corner. Stadl going to get after it. Photo coming out of his goal. Stops it, gives it to Joseph. Joseph off the boards. Baker coming up to get it. We've got Lubinski. Gives the puck to Lund. Lund turns, circles from his own, the middle zone. Comes out. Gives it over to Stadl. Stadl gives it back to Lund. Lund gets away from his man. Passes it out front to Hofeld. A little bit wide. Thought he had that one in there. And we got Sutherland just lobs it out to center. And it's picked up by Toth. Toth lobs it to Joseph. Joseph to Baker. Haggerty with him. Gives it to Haggerty. Haggerty tried to pass it to Joseph. And we've got Baker. Stopped it. In the corner is Zawatsky. Zawatsky back to Little at the point. Kept in. Over to Lund. Lund picks it up. Out to center. Goes all the way down the ice. Icing is waved off. Stop the Photo. Photo gives it up. Joseph couldn't get a hold of it. Up to Baker. Baker does it out, and it's picked up by Little. Little goes up, across the blue line. He's got Frost with him and Haggerty. Delayed penalty indicated by referee Laird Allen, and it's passed out front. We've got Lawrence Gaucher comes out, holds onto it, and we've got a slashing penalty indicated by referee Laird Allen.
Steve, I think we better tell the fans now that watch this game. If one of these teams feels that it's out of control, I think I agree with you. It's going to be a fight. Sawatsky was trying to get off the ice, and Mike Toth lined him up and threw a body check on Sawatsky. That's just trying to get off the ice. Levinsky picks up a 2-minute minor for slashing, I think it is. And so they've stuck to hockey, but I think you'll see that if one of the teams does put this out of reach, that the other team will retaliate in some way. Not necessarily in the way we would like to see, but boys will be boys for sure.
Oh, yes, will they ever. On the faceoff, Lewis with the puck at the point. Takes a shot, picked up by Rehorchuk. Rehorchuk, he's got Westgard with him, and he gives it to him. Westgard back to Rehorchuk. Good stop by Photo on that shot by Rehorchuk there. Haggerty coming out, up the center, crosses the center, across the blue line. Rust in, gets the puck, takes a shot, low shot, and he scores. Beat Gaucher right on the ice. And that was a power play goal. Lubinski was serving the penalty.
But if you watch the replay here on Rusk, now when he gets the puck, he beats Kerry Ryerchuk. Ryerchuk tries to grab him, and he just shifts his hand, the stick in his hand. There's the puck coming across the blue line, being carried across by number 17, which is Pat Haggerty, and he threw the puck into Rusk. And if you saw that, you could see where Rusk changed hands with a stick and beat him low to the ice. This makes the score 5-3, and as I said, once one of these teams feels it's out of reach, watch out, I think.
We hope it stays within reach so there's no problem.
Yeah.
We've got Kayford, gives it up to center. To Pister. Pister to Rehorchuk. Rehorchuk gets, circles. Tried to get it up to Westgard, a little bit too far. Kayford let it go by, stopped by Photo. Kayford behind his own goal.
Delta Islanders' 5th goal, scored by number 22, Paul Rusk. Assist going to number 17, Pat Hagerty, and number 7, Jamie Frost. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 26 seconds.
Good shot on that by Spruill. Good stop by Photo. Got Lewis, gives the puck up to Kayford. Kayford up the center, up to Gooch. Gooch couldn't get it to his man. It's picked up by Jackson. Jackson comes out of his own zone, circles. He's got Westgard and Pister with him. He takes it in the zone over to Pister. Pister got Westgard, back to Westgard. Shoots, good stop by Photo. Westgard got his rebound, but couldn't get it in. Photo played it smart and covered up. Got a whistle. We've got 6 minutes left in the second period.
I think Westgard might have clipped Photo in the helmet when he went in for the rebound. Steve, I believe we were going to have a guest between the second and third period. Surprised me. Who am I interviewing?
Oh, that's a good question. We'll let you know when you get there.
Oh, very nice. I like that.
It's called surprise.
All right. Well, okay. The guys in the truck will do a good job. I know they'll come up with some. The score is 5-3 for the Pillars Inn Islanders over the North Delta Bruins. And it's been an exciting period and a bit.
Sargent took a shot a little bit wide of the goal. Photo just let it go. McKittrick out to center. Over to Sargent. Oh, Sargent made a bad pass in there. Norris going after it. Being checked by Sargent. Norris took him out of the play. And Zawatsky was up with him. And it's in by Terry Little. Little takes a good shot. Stopped by Gaucher. Norris goes in. Norris and Sargent doing a little bit of pushing. Nothing comes of it, though.
Dave Norris is a hard-working hockey player. He knows where the puck is, and the one thing I've noticed about Norris over the last couple of weeks, that he's, as I said earlier, he's a garbage man, which they used to call Dave Balone, because when the puck is bouncing around, he'll be that last guy in and put it in the net. Very dangerous that way, because he's the guy you forget, and when he sees that puck, he knows how to go for the nets, and that's an art. Not very many hockey players do that with good consistency.
Well, that's the truth. We've got North Delta coming out of their own zone. Scattle up the center, across the blue line, takes a shot, good stop by Photo. We had Greg Durand, gets the rebound, back to Scattle, takes a shot. Durand going after the rebound, couldn't get it. Zawatsky gets the puck in the corner, be checked by Sargent. We get everybody piling in the corner, and we got a couple guys grabbing.
That's Randy Zawatsky over there. I can't see who he's with. Norris is going over to take a look. Zawatsky, there's going to be penalties here. They wouldn't break it up right away. Zawatsky is definitely in the middle of this. I don't know who he's with. I don't know whether that's Mike Pister again. If it is, it's a turnover, or is that Hallfeld? That's Rich Hallfeld, I guess, that he was tied up with. I would
like Dennis Hall.
No, I thought it was number 7. And there's no penalties. I was surprised. I thought that they would get penalties in that instance. Or was that Greg Durand that he was mixed up with?
The 7 you saw was 17 for Dennis Hall.
Dennis Hall. Well, Sawatsky's certainly making his presence known. By the way, talking about Semenko, just to keep everybody informed, I know they're dying to know what Dave Semenko's doing. He's now playing on an old-timers team on a line that is probably feared throughout the land. It's called, it's the 3 Dave line. And the 3 Daves are Dave Schultz, who was the tough guy with the Philadelphia Phillies, or Flyers, I should say. Get my sports right. Dave Semenko with the Edmonton Oilers and Toronto Maple Leafs, and Dave Williams apparently had pit stops in every town and every arena in North America. But that's probably one of the most feared lines in hockey.
Tough line. We got McKittrick. Oh, took a solid check by Joseph on that one. Joseph took his man out. Puck picked up by Terry Little. Rink wide over to Baker. Baker took Toth out of the play. Delayed offside. Back out to center. And Eric Catchpole. Lost the puck to Hofeld. Hofeld gets the puck back up. And delayed offside indicated again. Back out to center, Baker. And Baker took out Mike Toth. Just dumped in the zone again. Photo lets it go. James Joseph gets it, being checked by Lund. Joseph gets away from him. Couldn't get it by Hofeld. Joseph gets the puck again. Out up the center, up to Baker. Baker comes up, crosses the blue line. Takes a low, hard shot, stopped by Gaucher in the corner. Norris picks the puck up, took a check by Toth. And the Islanders going off for the line change. And I believe we could have a penalty for too many men on the ice
here.
here.
We've got too many men on the ice. Everybody, I can see the linesmen counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm running out of fingers here. That's no, only making a joke. But the linesmen are doing an excellent job. Yeah, I think that's a 2-minute minor for too many men on the ice.
A little bit obvious.
Yeah, 5-3 with about 2 minutes to go in the second period for the Pillars Inn Islanders over the North Delta Bruins, and an excellent game. You were down in Mexico.
Yes, sir, I was.
Vacationing, or did you? I know you'd be down there before in a hockey action.
I went down.
Dodging the tortillas.
Yes. I go down. I work for a company called Decker Travel and Tour that works out of an office on Scott Road in North Delta. And we go down, and myself and the referee for this game, Laird Allen, we go down and we referee in an old timers tournament, normally the end of every January. And this year we had 8 teams, and it was a lot of fun. Too short, though. When you go down for about 4 or 5 days, it's too quick. Coming out of the zone, we got Sean Lund up the center. Got Pister with him, crosses the blue line. Being checked by Kayford. Lund goes in, goes behind the goal. Back to the blue line zone. Rahorchuk gets it. Back over to Lund. Lund back to Rahorchuk. Rahorchuk up to Pister. Pister gets, circles, looks, dumps it in the corner. Goes out, Photo goes out of his goal to stop it. Gives it to Kayford. Last minute of play in the second period. Kayford lost it up to Rahorchuk. Rahorchuk give it to Haggerty. Delayed penalty indicated. Hard, good shot by Haggerty. Delayed penalty to the North Delta Bruins. Unless I'm wrong, it's going to be a slashing penalty indicated by referee Laird Allen.
Number 4 for the North Delta Bruins. Kerry Ryerchuk is going off. That, of course, will kill her power play.
I think Kerry knew that.
Yeah, you didn't need that at this point because they're down by 2 goals. It was a perfect opportunity to get back in the game. Score 5-3. 2 minutes for slashing, I believe he's going to get. Yeah, that's what it is. You're right against it. So you've done your refereeing in Mexico. Of course, you missed your old color commentary guy, me. You didn't often take me down. You give me trips to Ladner at such exotic places.
You didn't ask. What's wrong with beautiful downtown Ladner? It's a nice place.
Last week it was too cold.
I was told. We've got North Delta. Westgard coming out. He's up across the second period. Yeah, it was a little nippy down there.
Oh, man, I want to tell you. I was freezing. I had a suit and a jacket on one day, and I was downtown, and there's a girl across the street. She had a great set of legs. She had a miniskirt on. I'm thinking, sweetheart, you are tougher than I am. But I enjoyed the sight, and she was a very attractive lady, but she had blue coloring.
From top to bottom, too. And we've got Braun comes out, across the blue line. Oh, Levinsky went to throw a hip check, but missed his man. Over to Marks, took a shot. Good stop by Gaucher in the corner. We've got Stadl to Spruill. Spruill up to Westgard. Westgard knocked down by Kayford. And he centers a little bit. And that buzzer goes to end the second period. The score, the Delta Islanders 5, the North Delta Bruins 3. And we'll be back right after these messages. Maybe not.
Oh, maybe we're going to stay here, are we? Oh, we'll give you. We're going to be back now. They tell us with a guest. Surprise fact.
Ducks around the globe. In Canada, the United States, and Mexico. In Canada, Ducks Unlimited is busy building marshlands for ducks to come home to. Because every year, ducks instinctively fly south. Why? Why not? Ducks Unlimited works internationally to provide good homes for ducks everywhere. Ducks Unlimited. 2 ducks in every home. No, 2 homes for every duck.
Conserving wetlands for wildlife.
Well, good evening. Between the second and third period, our guest is Rick Kupchak, the president of the Delta Men's Senior Hockey League. Rick, we're getting down to playoff time. Maybe you could give the fans a rundown on exactly what the first round is and then the second round and whereabouts.
Okay, first round of the playoffs is a best of 3. It'll be the first place team and the fourth place team. And second and third will play off. On the first night, first and fourth will get the first game at 8 o'clock, and second and third will play at 9:45. They reverse for the second, and then they go back to the way they were for the third game if necessary.
Now, the final round is stop time, am I correct? But the semifinals is not stop time.
No, semifinals are just as they are right now. 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of the third is stop time, and last minute of the first and second is stop time. The only change is we go overtime, and it's unlimited overtime. At the end of regulation, we take a break, go for 10 minutes. If we're still tied, we do an ice scrape in 20 and another scrape and another 20 until we decide it.
Are we going to Montreal? Was it the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings? I think they went for about 6 games. They played forever. Yeah. You're getting to the end of your second year as president, am I right? That's second,
first full year.
First full year, right. You've had a few incidents. We won't go into that, but overall things have gone smoothly?
They've gone pretty well. There's some things that I think I got to work on a little bit. You know, it always seems near the end of the year things get a little excited, and you know, I'll just leave it at that.
Well, when it gets time to playoff and everybody can sort of, this is what they're striving for, and people take it more seriously at this point. I guess let me be the first to ask this question, or at least I think I'm the first. Will you be back next year?
I hope so. I hope so. I haven't really decided yet. I've got a lot of other things hockey-wise, but I'd like it. I'm enjoying it. I hope to be back.
Well, you're writing now. You're out in Langley, I believe. Are you not? Is that where you're writing for the newspaper out that way?
I'm working there now, but I'll be in Surrey in a couple weeks.
Oh, where you have a promotion? Is this
sideways transfer?
A sideways transfer. Rick, has there been any surprises or disappointments for you so far in the league as to how the teams are playing? And in particular, maybe let's stress the North Delta Bruins because it is their first year in the league.
Well, it was a disappointment to watch them struggle like they did at the midway point of the season. They started off really well. I think then they went something like 9 games without a win. And they put a couple of good games together recently. I think they're about 500 in their last 5 or 6 games, and they could be a surprise in the playoff. They're getting their confidence back.
Well, I've been told by some people that they do believe that the North Delta Bruins, in fact, in the playoffs could be the team to beat because they are starting to come on, and they have been together for a number of years. It's just this is their first year in this league, so it's not like it's a brand new team that's just finding its way around internally. They know each other internally. They're just having to find out how they can do in the league.
That's right. Last year when they played in a partial interlock, one of their management people was saying that they're not used to playing very competitive hockey every shift, every night. The league they used to be in, they used to just go out and go through the motions and pick up an 11-2 win. They're not used to going out every night, having to work every shift for some points.
Well, you certainly have to do that in this league with some of the competition that here there's some big guys, and I would imagine you're watching closely what's going on. We don't want to get into, because you've already told me you don't want to talk about what happened before, but
right.
There have been a few incidents, and Steve Erickson and myself are saying that we think that just maybe if one of the team senses as a game is out of reach, that something might happen. Can you see that sort of developing in the game, or are we misreading it, do you think?
I think maybe a couple weeks ago that might have been the case, but I don't think so right now. You know, they've sort of, each team's turned the switch on. They've done it at the same time. They're playing a lot harder hockey. They're hitting a lot harder, but at the same time, they're keeping their cool. I don't think you'll see anybody get out of hand.
Well, let's hope not. You've got a good refereeing crew there, headed by Laird Allen, who's an experienced official, so he's been on top of it. I was mentioning to Steve that he's let them play hockey when they played hockey and stepped in quickly, so that's a good sign. The people are certainly, I think, getting their money's worth out of tonight's game.
I think so. It's a good game. It's playoff style. It's what we're used to come this time of year. Good, hard-hitting hockey, and Laird clamped down on them right away. A lot of penalties in the first period, and there's some good hockey in the second.
Well, Rick, again, thank you very much for coming, Rick. We've enjoyed the interview. Let's go to the summaries of the first and second period, and there you see the first period summary with Rich Hallfield opening up 17 seconds, Steve Baker making it 1-1, Hallfield then for the Bruins at 6:07 making it 2-1, Pat Haggerty coming back making it 2-2, and Denny Gooch and Duran scoring in the first period, and then in the second period you had Kyle Marks for the Islanders and Paul Rusk for the Islanders. The score after 2 complete periods of play is the Pillars and Islanders 5 and the North Delta Bruins 3. We'll be back with more hockey action in just a moment.
Hello, I'm June Callwood for USC Canada. New life is a miracle, but in some countries...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the third period, early in the third period here. We just getting play underway. And North Delta clearing the puck out of the zone. They've got 42 seconds left in their penalty. Back in the zone, Photo gives the puck off to Baker. Baker stops behind his own goal. He circles, comes out the front, and he gives it over to Kayford. Kayford, he's got Wilf Braun with him. And Kayford gives it over to Braun. Back to Kayford, over to number 4. He gives it over. Good shot. We have Stevie Baker took the shot. He's now playing defense for the start of this. And it's kept in by Kyle Marks. Takes a shot, deflected off Lubinski, up off the screen. We got 10 seconds left in the penalty to the North Delta player.
I was talking to Rick after my interview, and he was telling me that these two teams don't like each other. Both of them are over 200 minutes in penalties, while the other teams are down around 128, 130. But these guys just don't like each other. You know, we've got the standings and some stats for some players, and maybe we can give you them quickly. Gord Brandt is the leading scorer, tied with Rich Hallfeld, both of them with 27 total points, followed by Jeff Skinner and then Rob Reed. They've got 25 and 23 respectively, and we'll give you some more as the game goes on.
Okay, it's back down in the Delta Islanders zone. Photo passed the puck over to Terry Little, kept in by Hofeld at the line, and he took a good solid check by Joseph, and Rehorchuk's penalties expired now. Still in the Delta Islanders zone. We've got Kyle Marks with the puck, tried to give it over to Denny Gooch, couldn't give it to him. And checked by Catchpole. Catchpole lost it, picked up by Jackson. And still kept in. Lubinsky gets the puck. Just gives it off the boards up to Lund. Lund up to Hofeld. Out of his own zone, up to center. And he's got Eric Catchpole with him. Good drop to Catchpole. Takes a shot. Good, nice shot, and he scores. Good shot by Catchpole. He used to do that when he played junior with Richmond.
That was high to the stick side, and there wasn't anything that Photo could do. It was an excellent play, a nice shot, and that is what they needed to get back in the game. The North Delta Bruins, we'll show you a replay of that. There's the puck being brought across, dropped back to Eric Catchpole, and there's a slap shot high to the stick side, and I don't think there's anything Rick Photo could do on that. That was a well-played.
Key to that was a drop pass by Hofeld. Nice play. Those two have played a lot together, and it shows. From the faceoff, Kayford. He gives the puck over to Lewis. Lewis comes out up to center. Just shoots it in, hits Dale McKittrick, goes behind the boards. And it's in the corner. Rehorchuk going after it.
Delta Bruins' fourth goal.
Here's the announcement on the goal.
Number 10, Eric Catchpole. Assist going to number 7, Richard Hofeld. And number 20, Sean Lund. Time of the goal, 17:47.
We've got Lund with the puck. Circles, goes back in his own zone. Stops. He's getting his own teammates set up. Rink wide to Catchpole. Catchpole, he gives it to Hofeld. Shot. Good stop by Photo on that. Nice glove. That one wasn't going to get away from him.
Well, that's if you'll do it for me, I'll do it for you. That was just the exact reverse order. Lund at this time gave it to Catchpole, who gave it back to Hofeld, and the goal was the exact opposite. Here you see the shot by Hofeld, and Photo making a nice glove save. And
nice stop.
Nice stop by the goaltender.
And it's Lewis with the puck. Gives it behind the goal to James Kayford. Kayford back over to Lewis. Lewis dumped it out center, up too far. Over to McKittrick. McKittrick to Rehorchuk. Rehorchuk up to Catchpole. Lost it, picked up by Lewis. Up to center. And it was up to Sutherland. Just dumps it in the corner. McKittrick going back after it. He's being checked by Rusk. Couldn't get it. Intercepted by Haggerty. Haggerty with the puck. And he takes a look. Oh, Gaucher stopped it. Good. He had Sutherland right on the doorstep there, but Sutherland was being manhandled a little bit by Rehorchuk.
But he didn't put him on his fanny.
No, I noticed
him standing there, and you can't do that for a young defenseman. When that guy is standing in front of the net, you've got to get him out of there, knock him down. I mean, we're not talking be dirty or anything, but knock him down so he can't play around with the puck. And it's the first defenseman gets the man, and then everybody else will go for the puck. The goaltender stays with the puck, and if you don't do your job, you're in trouble. And they nearly got into a bit of a disaster there.
Absolutely right. And it's Sargent. He's in the corner, being checked by Norris. Sargent lost the puck out front. Sawatsky, he took a shot, a little bit of a feeble shot, picked it over to Pister. Pister just dumps it in. He takes a check by Little. Little lost the puck, goes behind his goal. Zawatsky gets it. He gives it off to Baker. Baker coming out of his own zone. Gives it to Zawatsky up to center. Just dumps it in. Norris going after, being checked by Sargent. Norris took a hit by Sargent in the corner. Sargent, oh, he took a good solid check by Zawatsky. Back to the point to Joseph. Joseph looks. Rink wide over to Baker. Baker goes behind the goal with it. Back to Norris. Norris to Pister. Pister gets the puck. Gets it back. Went off Westgard's skate. Rink wide. Over to number 11, Dan Spruill. Spruill gets it. Back to Pister. Pister takes a shot falling. Hold on by Photo, and Photo covers up for a stoppage of play.
Norris and Randy Sawatsky, Dave Norris and Randy Sawatsky were buzzing around the net there, causing all kinds of trouble, darting in and out. And the defensemen have to be aware of where they are. They're not that big, but Sawatsky's throwing his weight around, and Norris isn't afraid to mix it up either.
No, it's like
there you see the score of the Pillars in Islanders 5, the North Delta Bruins in the third period of 4. And this is Delta Senior Hockey League. Keith Frew and Steve Harrison with you this evening.
And we've got Kayford, gets the puck behind his own goal. Stops, getting the guys all set up. Gives it over to Denny Gooch off the boards. Gooch, he's being checked by Westgard. And it's Gooch to Lewis. Lewis gives it up to Marks. Kyle Marks goes in the zone. Looks, ends up, he keeps it. Good solid check by Toth, picked up by Sargent. Toth took his man out of the play. And we got a couple guys going at it over here. We got
That's Denny
Gooch, and I believe it's Dan Spruill.
And you could see that coming. They were sort of jabbing and punching away, and then Gooch started throwing them before Spruill could get free. And
referees directing everybody to the benches the way they should.
Everybody out of the zone. If they stay in there, there's going to be extra penalties. Pister, as captain, is yelling at something. Westergaard's in there. They're talking about something that Gooch was doing.
I think Gooch possibly reached over and tried to grab a handful of hair, which is a no-no. You can't do that.
No. But unless you get caught, you're not going to get blamed for it. But
referee, if no one Laird, he'll ask the linesman as to what transpired.
Certainly, we'll get 5-minute majors for fighting there, and we'll see what else we get. But
it wasn't a very strong fight.
They were throwing a lot of punches. They were doing more wrestling and grabbing. But the
only thing they missed was the music.
They were waltzing, yes, you could see that, but you could see them jabbing as the play came out. Gooch had been in front of the net trying to cause some problems, and at that point, Spruill came in and sort of started pushing him out of there, and that's when they sort of fencing a little bit, and then they dropped their gloves and went to it. But hopefully that's all we'll see. You see, Pister is now, he's pleading his case about something, and I think maybe he's saying that they did, in fact, grab some hair. There you see the standings right now. The Landing Flyers, of course, in first place with 24 points, followed by the Sligo Bruins with 20, and the Pillars Islanders have 13, and the North Delta Bruins have 11. We've given you some of the top
5 minutes fighting.
Top goal scorers.
Yeah, stop the clock.
Here we'll go to see if we can pick up Laird's discussion.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Everybody, Laird's
I told you before the game, this is not a mean-nothing game. Don't any shit.
Well, there
Black
we go.
5 minutes fighting, white 5 minutes fighting, 5-minute match penalty for pulling hair.
We were absolutely correct in the penalties.
He gets 5 minutes for fighting and 5 minutes for fighting, and then he gets a game misconduct, I guess, for pulling hair.
It's a match penalty.
Yeah, so Denny Gooch will be gone for the night.
See, there's a situation where the referee got to the penalty box and discussed it with both linesmen to make sure that the correct call was being made. No need for that. That's
now
the type of stuff
you see Sawatsky talking to Laird Allen, sort of saying, how can you call this? But
I really don't think Laird's going to change his mind.
No, I've yet to see an official change his mind, actually. Well, no, that's not true. I've
you've seen it
once.
You've
I've
seen it
once. I did see it once, actually. I was involved in an incident with an umpire once in baseball, and I convinced him he should change his mind. So that's 5 minutes for fighting for both of them, and then Gooch gets a 10-minute or a game misconduct, I should say, for pulling hair. And that's him done for the night. The score is the Pillars in Islanders 5 and the North Delta Bruins 4. Talking about stats and what have you, just as you see this score in the third period, Mike Desjardins is the leading goaltender in the league with a 2.71 goals against average, and he's played in 22. Or sorry. No, that's his goals against. Minutes played is 487, and Pete Wadecki has played in 555 minutes of action, and his goals against average is 2.81. Rick Photo, tonight's goaltender, has for the Pillars Islander is 3.64. Oh, we're going to show you a replay of this. Now there they are wrestling around, and you can see Gooch is pulling his jersey over the top. Laird Allen, you see him pulling the hair, and Laird Allen is pushing the team out of that zone. And at this point, Pister, I guess, gets upset, but Gooch has got a pretty good hold on him. I think maybe he's been watching a bit of the WWF, and maybe his favorite man is Brutus Beefcake or something. Isn't that the guy, the barber, Brutus the Barber Beefcake or something? How many of you watched the WWF last night with the other night with the Twin Towers against what is it? Yeah, it was some people in the truck watched the Randy Macho Man and Hulk Hogan against what is it, Hakeem and the Big Boss Man.
We've got from the face-off. We've got the Delta Islanders. Kyle Marks keeps it in. Westgard takes the puck behind the goal. Circles, comes out. They're on a 5-minute power play, and it's up to Hofeld. Hofeld goes up across the blue line, takes a good shot, stopped by Photo. Photo holds on to it. Smart move to hold on to it and get a stoppage.
Steve, I think a very important point at this point. In the old days, it was brought in because of the Montreal Canadiens were so effective on the power play that 2-minute power plays, if you scored, that was the power play over. The Canadiens were just lethal back in the 50s with Bert Olmsted, Dickie Moore, and Maurice Richard. This 5-minute penalty, they score for the entire 5 minutes, and it doesn't end.
That's right.
And that's the difference. So that's important for the fans to be aware of. That
a little different from lacrosse.
Yeah, this 5-minute penalty, it goes to its end, and it doesn't matter how many times the North Delta Bruins score.
Gabriel Horchak took a little bit of a shot and stopped by Photo. catch pull. Back to Rohorchuk. Tees it up. Oh, he couldn't get it over to Westgard. Just deflected out by Braun. Braun gets the puck, just dumps it in, back over to Westgard. Westgard being checked by Braun. Give it to Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk turns, gets out of his own zone. Little with the puck. Tried to shoot it down, couldn't. Stopped by Lund. Lund gives it off to Westgard. Westgard comes out. He's got a couple guys with him. Dropped it back to catch pull. Couldn't get it to him, and Hofeld couldn't keep it in the blue line. He's being checked by Marks. And he goes in, and Chuck Westgard couldn't get out of the zone on time, and we have a stoppage of play for an offside.
I think the guy that I'd like to see if I were the North Delta Bruins with the puck is Sean Lund, because he can really turn on the jets and go and make things happen, and he seems to be able to stick handle.
Penalty going to number 9, Denny Gooch. Served by number 7, Jamie Frost. 5 minutes for fighting and a 5-minute match penalty. Time of the penalties, 12:06.
And we've got Westgard. Gets the puck. Rink wide. And we had a couple guys going after it, but instead Rohorchuk goes in, dumps it in. Haggerty with the puck in the corner. Took a check by Catchpult. And we've got a penalty being called by Laird Allen, being assessed to North Delta Bruins. And I believe it's to number 7, Rich Hofeld. And Rich is trying to figure out what he did or who he hit.
I think he's getting charged for charging, and he's not too happy about it. This is not the right thing to do at this point, because you've got this 5-minute game misconduct for the pulling of the hair, which is going to go to the end, and you're eating into your own time. Fortunately for them, there will be some time left over, about a minute and a half when Hofeld comes back, so that's not too bad.
Foolish time to take a penalty.
You just don't want to take a penalty at this
No,
time.
you sure don't. We've got Greg Duran with the puck being checked by Rusk. Duran still with the puck. He lost it to Brent Stadler. Stadler with the puck. He looks. He's being checked by Kayford. They lost it. And we had Haggerty just lobs it up the center, and it's Paul Rusk going after it. It's still kept in by Haggerty. Haggerty takes a check by Jackson. Jackson's getting a delayed penalty. Goaltender's going out. And we've got a stoppage of play indicated, and a penalty by Laird Allen. High sticking minor to the North Delta player.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because again, at this point, when you've got that 5-minute penalty going on, you just don't need to take a penalty like this. And we don't mean to be critical of anybody, because it is very easy to sit up here and say, well, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But in the emotion of the game, they do it from the littlest guys right up to the NHL, and coaches are pulling their hair out from rink to rink right across North America and even into Europe, where guys just, you think, my gosh, I've told them, look, don't do it. And in the heat of the action, somebody does it, and the coach wants to shoot him. Get
very much so, very much so. The first guy that ever comes out and actually figures out how to read a player and teach him to do stuff and listen to him is going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, that's 5-4 the score in the third period for the Pillars Inn Islanders over the North Delta Bruins.
From the face-off, we have Little. Takes the puck, looks, got a couple guys with him. He's got Sutherland. Instead of that, he takes his own shot. Back over. Sutherland picks the puck up. Got Baker in front of the goal. Back to Joseph. And the puck goes back to the point. Terry Little keeps it in. Lebinski fell. Little takes a weak shot. Hit Lebinski. Over to Joseph. Joseph gives it over to Baker. Baker back over to Little. Little circles. Lebinski go down, stopped it. And he faked the shot. Instead of that, Baker takes a shot and he scored. It was a situation where he faked his shot and he finally put it in the goal.
Yeah, and funnily enough, Kelly Lebinski had gone down to try and block the shot, which we had talked about earlier, but he had taken himself out of the play, and that's one of the reasons some of the players don't do it anymore. There you see Baker with the fake shot, then boom, Kelly Lebinski trying to get Brad McCarthy out of the way so that the goaltender, Larry Gauthier, could see the puck, but a little bit too late. So there's Steve Baker with the 6th goal. The score now 6-4 for the Pillars Inn Islanders in the third period. And that is not exactly what.
No, I don't think that's what they wanted.
Delta Islanders.
Here's the announcement on the goal.
6th goal scored by number 4, Steve Baker. Assist going to number 10, Dan Sutherland, and number 19, Terry Little. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 39 seconds.
Got Joseph shot the puck up, picked up by Sargent. He's kept in the zone. Dale McKittrick going back. He picks it up. Rink wide over to Sargent. Sargent being checked by Zawadzki. Back to Terry Little. And we had Duran lost the puck. Rink wide over to Sargent. Sargent, he takes a check by Joseph. It goes behind the goal. Stopped by Photo. And it's in the corner, and Joseph's being checked over there by Brent Stadel. It's kept in by McKittrick. Good stop by Photo on that, make sure it wasn't getting loose. Terry Little with the puck. This comes out of his own zone, gives it over to Baker. Baker coming out, cross up the center, takes a shot, deflected off McKittrick, goes in the corner. McKittrick takes Baker out of the play. Good solid check by McKittrick there, take his man out. Got Duran coming out with the puck, gives it up to Stadel. Just lobs it in the corner, goes all the way down, icing waved off. Kayford going back for it. Kayford behind his own goal. Coming out, up to center, Kayford still got it. Westgard took his man down, picked up by Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk gets the puck, being checked by Kyle Marks. Rohorchuk still with the puck, up to Westgard. Westgard goes around his man, takes a backhand, a weak backhand, stopped by Photo, goes behind the goal. Marks with the puck. Penalties all over now. Team's at full strength. Kayford with the puck. Comes out, gets away from his man. He's got a good move when he gets away from his man there. He's got Baker with him. Oh, he takes it into Kyle Marks. Marks takes a low shot wide. Gaucher had played that well. Kept in by Kyle Marks. Back to Baker. Baker being checked by Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk plays it very careful. Rink wide over to Pister. Out over the blue line. Pister up to Westgard. Westgard in the zone, takes a feeble shot, goes off the boards. Photo let it go. And it goes Lewis. Lewis lost it to Toth. Toth keeps the puck in the zone. It's kept over. Westgard takes a shot. Good stop by Photo. Bounced loose. Lewis gets a hold of it. And give it back to Photo, and Photo holds on for it for a face-off.
The goaltenders have not been as sharp as we've seen in other games tonight, Steve. They have given up some rebounds and let in some easy goals, but they seem to be coming on at this point and getting a bit, I wouldn't say more serious, but maybe a little more intense. Sports is always a funny thing. You think you've got it all figured out, and somebody who plays well for 6 or 7 games in a row all of a sudden goes down the toilet, and you wonder, where did he go? What happened?
Well, one thing I noticed about the goaltenders in this game, Keith, is that both goaltenders, especially Photo, mind you, Photo does it more than any other goalie. The puck goes near him, he holds on to it. Any chance he gets a stoppage of play. Little tried to get it out, kept in by Toth. And Toth give it over to Lund. Lund being checked by Haggerty. Lund give it back to Toth. Good stop by Photo. It goes in the corner. Joseph took a check by Rick Photo. Back to Toth. Toth over to Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk give it up to Catchpole. Catchpole dumped it back to Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk got a couple men with him. Just dumps it in the corner, goes back. Photo comes out of his goal, stops it. He wanders an awful lot. I think he's been watching Sawchuck or Worsley. Comes out. Photo up the center. Give it over to Lund. Lund goes in, crosses the zone. Takes a shot, picked up by Little, lost it, picked up by Catchpole again. Catchpole to Lund. Lund took a shot, stopped by Joseph, and it's in front to Little. Little give it back to Toth. To Hofeld takes a shot. Oh, high. Catchpole took a shot, and it deflected off the screen, and face-offs in the corner to the left of the goaltender.
Well, all the penalties are over. The 5-minute for pulling hair game misconduct is over, and we've got a replay here, and Photo was actually quite lucky there. You see Toth throwing the puck into Hallfeld, the rebound across, and number 10 tried to put the puck up high and in the net. That's who is that actually? Number 10. We don't even. Oh, Eric Catchpole. Sorry,
Eric Catchpole.
Some of the players sometimes fool me. Actually, the big wonder, of course, was Jacques Plante. I mean, he was the inventor of that. He used to go from one end to the ice.
Then they put the rule in where you couldn't cross center, you got a penalty. Yeah. I didn't like that rule, but they put it in, so it's there nevertheless.
Who was the first goaltender to get a goal in professional hockey?
Yeah, Ali, Mr. Hextall.
No. No,
the first one going back before him.
Yeah.
Long center ice pass, went by everybody, goes down, and we've got icing called, and icing face-off back in the North Delta zone. Go ahead.
Let me open myself up to, the phones will ring if I'm wrong.
Oh, will they ever?
I believe I'm correct in saying the first goaltender to get a goal in professional hockey was actually, I think, Serge Aubry. And he deflected it when off Don Tannehill, who used to be a Vancouver Canuck. And it bounced off Tannehill when they were when they'd pulled the goaltender.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think it was Aubry who actually took the shot, bounced it in off Tannehill for the first goal as a professional goaltender.
But he didn't get a car.
No.
That's the biggest problem. And it goes in. Lund, he stayed right on top of Photo there, and he wasn't going to let it get loose. We got guys trying to test each other. We've got Braun trying to play tough man against Sean Lund.
Everybody's sort of saying, you stay away from my goaltender.
Oh, I know.
The interesting thing is if it's the offensive zone and they're the guy that does it at the other end, but it's he's not wearing the same uniform.
No,
goaltenders are very sensitive. They need to be protected. There you saw the score 6-4 for the Pillars Inn Islanders over the North Delta Bruins. We've got 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the third period. And I'm Keith Frew, the play-by-play being done by Steve Erickson. And we should pick a star.
Oh, we should.
Yes.
We got from the face-off. Foisey drops the puck back to Lubinsky. Lubinsky keeps it in. Oh, he took his man out of the play. Good solid check that Kelly's always known for. Back to Jackson. Jackson dumped it in, picked up by Norris. And we've got a whistle, and I believe, and I'm right, we have an offside. It's either offside or glove hand pass, one or the other. Offside.
Right on top of it as usual, Steve.
Had to be one or two.
I think that's who we should pick as a star. He's got 2 goals this evening for the winning team at the present moment. I would think we have selected as the game's most valuable player for tonight's action from the Pillars Inn Islanders, Steve Baker.
And from the faceoff, it's in the zone. Kayford with the puck. Got a couple men with him. Comes out of his zone, up the blue line, up the center. He takes a shot by Duran. Kayford still with the puck, takes a backhand. He scores low on the stick side of the goaltender. Nice play by Kayford all the way.
I think that could almost be unassisted. I think he just beat him to the stick side. He did
Should be unassisted.
Certainly carried the puck from end to end. I don't think we'll have an assist on that. There you see Kayford coming across the blue line, going to the outside, beating the defenseman. And then the goaltender to the stick side. He beats Gary Rafus. And a bit of an easy goal. I thought
very much so. He walked through everybody. Yeah. He's got a couple of good moves.
That is another goal that I don't think should have been scored, but certainly Kayford played the offensive part of the game well.
Very much so. Goal scored by number 11, James Kayford, unassisted at 2:41.
It's Kayford with the puck again. Gives it over to Braun, picked up by Sargent instead. Oh, they played that. They almost get caught for a couple of men, too many men on the ice there. We've got the Delta Islanders trying to get the puck out of their own zone. Couldn't do it. And it's kept in by Sargent. To Duran. Play's getting a little bit ragged here. Lobbed out to center, up and all the way down the ice. Icing indicated. Icing's waved off by the linesman. Puck goes in the corner and is picked up. I believe that's Duran behind the goal. Picked up by Dennis Hall. Dennis Hall couldn't get a hold of it. Oh, Dennis Hall knocks it down. Good move by Dennis Hall to get out of the way.
Dennis Hall was having words all the way down the ice with number 10, Brad McCarthy. He wasn't happy with something, and he followed him all the way down the ice and kept talking to him and using a bit of stick work on him. But Dennis Hall was not able to convince Brad McCarthy that he should do anything. And Dale McKittrick is getting 2 minutes for the North Delta Bruins. And,
yeah, McKittrick's hitting a cross-checking penalty. A little bit of a foolish time. Just frustration setting in now. That's all. There we got 1 minute and 47 seconds left in the third period here. From the faceoff, we had Frost get the puck, dumped it into Gaucher. Gaucher just lobbed it out to center, and it's picked up by Frost, picked up by Pister. Pister comes, circles in his own zone. Gives it to Lund, dumps it out to center, picked up by Terry Little. Little goes in. Gives it back to Frost. Frost takes a low shot and it goes loose, and Baker gets it and puts it in underneath Gaucher for the goal.
Steve Baker gets the hat trick. He's our game star. That goes to show you how hot we are tonight. We picked the right guy. But Baker
power play goal
was in behind him, and there was no one there to check him. But there you see the puck being thrown back by Little through his legs, and Baker's in behind. I believe the assists will go to Jamie Frost and Little on that one, but Baker that was an easy goal. He was in behind. There was no one checking him. We've got 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. The score: the North Delta Islanders, or the North Delta Bruins 4, and the Pillars Inn Islanders 8.
And we've got Terry Little with the puck up to Haggerty. Haggerty, he's got Rusk with him, crosses his own. He's Rusk and Frost. Lost it, picked up by Westgard. Westgard's in his own zone. Takes a look, got away from Haggerty. And he went to give it to Rohorchuk, couldn't get it to him. Haggerty's still on top of Westgard. In the corner, Haggerty loses his stick over in the corner. Toth on top of Frost.
Up to Pister.
Pister literally jumped around his old man there. Gives it over this side to Toth. Toth up the center.
Delta Islanders'
Goes
8th
up.
goal scored by number 4,
He's being checked by
Steve
Terry
Baker.
Little. Toth takes it in the
Assist
corner,
going
tried to
number
get it out
7,
front. Couldn't,
Jamie
picked up by
Frost.
Little.
And number 19,
And
Terry
it's up
Little.
and out in
Time
the
of
neutral
the goal,
zone.
1
Picked up
minute,
by
24
Rohorchuk. Rohorchuk
seconds.
being checked by Frost. Toth with the puck. Dumped it in. And it's Straddle in the corner. Just dumps it off the boards. Tried to get a shot on goal. Couldn't. You got Dan Spruill with the puck being checked by Haggerty. Haggerty couldn't get it up to Frost. Frost goes up the center. He's got Rusk with him. Frost making some good moves. Get away from Rohorchuk. Just lobs it in front of the goal. Couldn't get the Haggerty. Frost still with the puck. Bangs it off the boards. Back to Little. Good solid shot by Terry Little. Nice play by Frost to set it up. And Joseph took a hit by Stadl on that one. Goes behind the goal. We've got a player down on the ice. He's moving anyway. And we've got the final buzzer to go to end the third period.
Well, the score was a final score of the Pillars Inn Islanders beating the North Delta Bruins by a score of 8-4, Steve. And I think that we should make a point here that both of the teams, if they could have had their way, I think that it would have erupted into a bit more than just a game of hockey, which the credit for that not happening, I believe, has got to go to Laird Allen and his refereeing crew. I think they did an excellent job. They let the teams play hockey, but the moment they started to step out of bounds, they got in on it very quickly and put control on it right away, so the teams knew exactly what they could and couldn't get away with.
That's right.
Thought the officials did an excellent score. There you see the finals. The Pillars Inn Islanders 8, the North Delta Bruins 4. That gives the North Delta Bruins still 11 points, and the Pillars Inn Islanders will now have 15 points on the 7 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie, while the North Delta Bruins will now have 12 losses. And I would think that just about will wrap up the standings. I don't think there'll be too much changes now, Steve.
No, this is the last week for the Delta Senior Hockey League. The playoffs will start next Thursday evening here at the playoffs will start here next Thursday evening at the Ladner Arena in beautiful downtown Ladner, BC. And we'll be coming over. The final score is the Delta Islanders 8, the North Delta Bruins 4. We will return very shortly with our special guest, Steve Baker.
To see all of our heroes dancing in a dance club, moving back and forth. You go up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down.
Score was the Pillars Inn Islanders 8 and the North Delta Bruins 4. And our guest after the game, Steve Baker. 3 goals tonight, Steve, and that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a little easier going out there, but I think I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I didn't do anything spectacular.
I wouldn't say that. I noticed that you seem to turn on the jets every once in a while, and you beat a couple of defensemen and went around and set up some scoring opportunities. Your third goal, admittedly on the power play, you were standing there and you were the only guy back there, and if you hadn't scored, I think you'd have been in trouble with the coach.
Yeah, I guess a little bit of a cherry picker out there.
What's the status on Dave Lyons now? Normally, Dave is such an offensive defenseman that he's in wearing number 4. He's probably got 1 goal in the last 10 years, and you've tripled his output. But he's got a bad knee. But you do say he's playing a bit of hockey now, is he?
Yeah, he's playing a little bit out at UBC. I don't know what his status is on coming back or not.
Now, will you finish the year with the Pillars Inn Islanders and play in his place, or exactly what's your status?
I'm going to finish the year, but I'm a forward and Dave's a defenseman, so it's not really filling in for Dave. I think James Caford is back there filling in for Dave, and he was pretty well the stalwart back there tonight, stopping everybody, and he scored that last goal and then rushed like Bobby Orr.
Yeah, no, I realize that you're the forward, but would you be picking up his spot on the roster? I mean, because I know that you have to have had so many games in the league to play in the playoffs, and have you played in enough games to give you eligibility in the playoffs?
Yeah, you only have to have 3 games, and I played. This is about my 5th game, I think, so I'll be okay for the roster.
You play out at the UBC and you're playing here. What's the big difference? How do you find the competition in this versus UBC?
I'd say they're pretty close. They're both really good men's leagues hockey compared to most of them. But this one's a little more chippier. There's no doubt there's a lot more high sticking, and it's a lot rougher, a lot more fighting. It's only 5 minutes for fighting. There's not much fighting out in the UBC.
Well, mind you, I was told after the second period that these two teams have had a bit of a rivalry going for some time, and in fact possibly don't like each other. So maybe tonight there is a bit more chippiness and high sticking than there is in the other games in the league.
Yeah, maybe so. Tonight was a mean-nothing game for both teams. It was just, you couldn't change anything in the standings, so it wasn't too bad tonight compared to maybe the last game we had with them. There was a little bit of an incident, but...
When you come onto a team like this and you're playing in the UBC League and then you're coming here, what's the biggest transition you as a personal have to make as a player with the coaching and the strategies, or do you just sort of go out and play your game regardless of what?
Actually, the UBC team I'm playing, we don't really have we have a player coach, so it's a little bit different, whereas this team's a little more serious, I guess, with Don behind the bench. So, yeah, you have to listen to what Don's saying and try to do your best to do it and adapt to his style.
Is that difficult for you when you sort of have a playing coach and you're allowed to freewheel all over? Because he's busy doing his job, he can't watch you, compared to here where you've got a coach, and if you don't do it, you hear about it right then?
It is a little bit, because I'm a little more offensive, I guess, than defensive, and Don's a real defensive-oriented coach.
Well, Steve, you got 3 goals tonight, and the Pillars and Islanders will appreciate those 3, and the fact that now you've got a 4-point lead on the North Delta Bruins as you get down to the playoffs, and that should make them feel very happy. Congratulations on being tonight's star of the game.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with the wrap-up and the scoring highlights of the second. Oh, we're going to, Steve Erickson, if you just step in, and Steve can, that's all right, Steve, you can depart and relax and get a shower. Trading places, yeah. Well, Steve, your comments on tonight's game. It was actually a pretty entertaining hockey game.
I thought the game was good. I felt it was very tight. There was a situation at the end of the second period that we had watched. I really thought that the officials possibly should have let them go and let them get the fighting and get it out of their system, but they didn't, so no harm done. But it was, I don't know, it wasn't as much finesse as I thought there should have been in it.
Well, I think, as we commented on earlier, that the two teams don't like each other, so they were, on occasion, they started to get away from playing hockey. There was a bit of stick work and some late body checks and what have you, but Laird and his crew stepped in and forced them to get back to playing hockey, not when they necessarily wanted to, and that might have attributed to it.
Yeah, and the next question you're going to ask me is, did I give him any special instruction prior to the start of the game? No. I had just mentioned to Laird and the 2 linesmen that the last time these 2 teams met, it was a very aggressive, heated game, and I didn't want to get getting out of control, because we're televised and we don't want the young people that play hockey to watch any stuff that might transpire here and it might follow over to minor hockey, so we don't want that. So, but he kept it well under control. Him and the 2 linesmen worked with him.
Well, if there'd been a couple more fights, we would have put your hair up in the air and made you the local Don King.
No,
I saw Don the other night with Mike Tyson, and if that isn't scary, he's now a grandfather. I don't know how, because he'd scare the heck out of me. But the goaltenders were a little bit shaky. We both commented on that.
Goaltenders are very shaky. There was a lot of long shots that eluded everybody. They were getting by the goaltenders, and I don't like to second-guess goaltenders, especially having a daughter play goal, because I know how sometimes the puck goes. I say, why didn't you stop it? And she says, you can't criticize me unless you play goal. But the goaltenders, they were a little bit shaky, and I'm really surprised. But overall, it was a good game.
That was an entertaining game. We've got the scoring highlights of the game. The first period started off well for the North Delta Bruins when Rich Hallfeld scored at 17 seconds, and Steve Baker came back with his first of the hat trick and made it 1-1. Then Rich Hallfeld again made it 2-1. Pat Haggerty for the Islanders made it 2-2. Then Danny Gooch made it 3-2 for the Islanders, and Greg Duran tied it up. So after the first period of play, the score was 3-3. In the second period, the Pillars and Islanders scored twice. Kyle Marks at 4:15, and then Paul Rusk scored at 12:34. And then in the third period, we had Eric Catchpool for the Bruins, Steve Baker, James Kayford, and Steve Baker got his hat trick at 18:36. The final score was 8-4. I believe now we have the league standings that we'll give you updated standings after 18 games for both the Islanders and the Bruins, and the Landing Flyers and the Sluggos Bruins will be playing in about 10 minutes here, so you could still come out and watch the game if you would like. The Landing Flyers are in front with 24 points with 11 wins and 4 losses and 2 ties, followed by the Sluggo Bruins, 9 wins, 6 losses and 2 ties. The Pillars and Islanders, as we said, have now 7 wins, 10 losses, and a tie for 15 points. And the North Delta Bruins, 5 wins, 12 losses, 1 tie for 11 points. Steve, as we get into the final week of hockey, we're not back next week, but I believe we're back the week after that.
That's correct. That's what I've been told.
And give me your prognostications. That's a Danny Gallivan word for who's going to do what in the playoffs.
Most playoffs there's a real underdog, and contrary to popular belief, I don't think that the North Delta Bruins have the final touches to finish it off and come out on top. I think that you'll see possibly, and this is only my own indication, I think you could see maybe the Flyers or the Landing, in for a final spot. And I think the Ladner's Landing have probably got the best shot at it right now, but it's really hard to say because once playoffs start, everything changes.
Well, I would disagree with you on that. I think they're all going to finish exactly where they are. I don't think they're going to change. I think all of the 4 teams will end up in the playoffs as they finish the season. I think that that's not normally what happens, but I've got a feeling that this year things are going to run true to form as they have in the season.
You're a real fence sitter.
Well, if you can't sit on the fence, where can you sit?
No, we've got all 4 teams going to make the playoffs, and I'm looking forward to a good playoff series. I think it'll be very interesting, and hopefully we'll get more people out to watch the games because it's going to be good, entertaining hockey.
Well, we hope that the fans do come out and watch the hockey here, and if you can't, we would hope that you enjoy our play-by-play and color commentary. And as a famous comedian once said, and I told the people in the truck that I was going to say this, and there's probably nobody in the room except 2 of us who will know who it is. Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. From DCTV, we hope you enjoyed tonight's hockey action.
On to Ernie, we ran him out of Dunbar in 1940. What, Ernie? Well, we won't tell you the year. He got us a